So I am unboxing this Sous Vide kit from Blitzhome. This is a great kit because it not only have the cooker itself, which is a immersion circulating cooking for sous viding, but also it includes a really nice vacuum sealer as well. So vacuum sealing, it's really useful even for regular cooking or food storage, but for sous viding, it's way better to use a real vacuum sealer than to use just Ziploc bags. So let me open these guys up and show you what's inside. All right, so let's look at the cooker itself. Nicely packaged. User menu. And this is the device. It comes with this little clamp, which you can use to fix it onto the side of your water bath, which is important. So let's open this up. There you go. So this is the heating unit here. Digital control on the top. And then this guy. And facing the back. Bring it in there. And it click into place probably against these two things on the side here. There you go. That's it. So you can adjust it according to the water bath. I'll show you the water bath I have, which is a food container that I got off Amazon. So this is perfect. Now, let's look at the vacuum sealer. User guide. And then it's very nice of them to include some bags because, right, you absolutely want to start using it once you get the kit. And if you run out of bags, that is a problem. So we usually buy a pack of 100 and have them in the house. So these are actually quite nice because the texture on one side, right, just the right size for a steak, a piece of fish, which is what I'm cooking, steak. And then notice they have a notch here. So we seal it on this side, but when it's done, you don't even have to cut it open because you can just use the notch to tear it open. So this is a good vacuum bag. And then this is an extra piece of foam. As you can see, the foam is important, and eventually, even if they don't get broken, they get dirty. So it'll be good to have one. Nice. So that's a quick guide. I'll show you in action, but the key is just figuring it out where to put the meat and how much room you want to leave in the beginning. So this is the unit. Let's see how this works. A vacuum attachment, so you could also just use the pump in here, plug this on the side, and basically create vacuum in other things. I usually never needed this, so this is going to get lost in my kitchen drawer, I am sure. Ooh, more bags. Wow, so this is great. They're giving us a lot of stuff here. And then the cable. And this is the foam that I'm talking about. So this is important because this is what keeps the seal in while it sucks the air out. All right, enough talking. Let's go get some steak, season it, and then seal it up. So I want to season the steak. This is a very easy and also very Costco-centric recipe here. So got this morning. It's December 21st, 2024. From Costco, beef loin, New York steak, boneless USDA choice with a cheaper cut at $9.49 a pound. So this is just about 6 pounds, 10 ounces. So not too bad. What I'm using for seasoning is, again, just Costco product. Salt, pepper, salt, pepper, salt, and garlic. So these are all powdered. I don't have to do anything here. So I'm going to do this with huge precision, as you can see. Pepper, salt, just a little bit faster here. And garlic, take it easy on the garlic. So the precision part, obviously, is a joke. Roughly, it's 1-to-1 on the salt and pepper, and then maybe a quarter on the garlic, because garlic is really strong. So that is the rub, so to speak. So I'm just going to put it on all the surfaces. That's one. And notice these are quite thick. They're like 1.5 inches. And that's why sous videing is really going to help get the consistency. Or if I'm not sous videing, I would be using a wireless thermometer to make sure the internal temperature is set correctly. What would really help, which unfortunately I forgot shopping this morning, is some rosemary sprig. We have those. Add that into the sous vide pouch. That would really help because that gives it a lot more aromatics. So for now, just going to do it the simple way. That's it. So these are prepared. I'm going to wrap it up, let it sit for a little bit, and then I'll seal it up and start the cooking. So I just switched it on, and I'm literally trying this out for the first time. So what happens is, this is storage for roll type bags if you want to do it this way. And what happens is then you can cut this to length. It has a built-in cutter, which is kind of nice. And then you can seal up one end, use it, and seal up the other one. So I'm just going to give this a quick test and remove this thing here. All right, so let's say we needed this much for food, right, a little bit extra to seal, and then I can just cut it, which makes sense. All right, so opens on both ends. Put one end here to seal. Close the lid. And the weight itself, I guess, is holding it down, which is kind of nice. And then the sequence is have it on, hit the mode, and then hit on off to start it. So I'm going to do seal, on off. Take a sip of tea. And again, that is sealed. So I'm going to fill this end with something, just for the sake of testing. Let me grab some stuff here. Now I'm going to start from the beginning. Again, cut some length of bag. Seal this end first. So seal, on off. So this end is sealed. I'm going to put my tangerine on this side. Put it into the vacuum channel here, right there. So I'm going to do the food type, soft and dry, and then hit the on-off. Interesting. I don't know why I did it twice, but that works really well. Now my mandarin is sealed and ready for storage. All right, so now let's switch this over to actually sealing up my steak once I prepare it. Let's go. All right, so I have the steak seasoned, sealer ready to go. And let's give it a try. This could be messy, but who knows? So these are the bags that came with the unit. They should be big enough. So one thing I like to do to make it faster is I like to prep the back like this, right? So that the meat doesn't touch the end of the bag and make it go faster. So let me do this first. So back. A nice piece of steak here. Second bag. All right. So again, I'm going to get these ready to go. Right, so this is the first one. Try to give it a little bit of room. So open this into the seal channel. Right, put this down. And this is wet, so I'm going to do wet, on, wet, and see what happens here. So it's probably sealing right now. It's counting down. Interesting. So I don't know what happened. It seems to do it twice. Let's see what happens in here. It's pretty good. So one problem with this kind of device is that you can see some of the juice actually leaked out to the top, and it will get that little dirty. So I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. Now let's try the next piece and see what happens. So this looks pretty good though. So again, get this ready. Put this in there. So this piece of steak is a little too big for the bag, but let me see if I can wiggle it around a little bit. Now let's try it this way. So again, wet, on, off. Interesting. So if anybody knows why it's doing that double thing, let me know. And let's see what happens. Again, it's pretty good. So it did get some juice in there, so I'm just going to clean this up a little. And in fact, I like this design. So this thing comes out, which makes cleaning way easier. So this is a good design. I'll put this back in. And again, just clean this up a little bit. Because otherwise, this is going to get into the sous vide water, the water bath. And this just makes for easier cleanup afterwards. All right, 2 pieces. 2 more to go. Here we go. So this one, it's way cleaner, and that's because this is probably the right bag size for this piece of steak, right? So normally, like I said, I will use the larger bags, but they look good. So you can check these out. They're pretty much ready for sous videing. But just to summarize, so the way it works is put the bag in, have the opening in this area, closes it, select the food type and on off, and just wait for it to finish. In my case, it seems to do 2 separate operations here. Just wait for it to completely done, beeps, and then remove the bag. So on to the actual sous videing. This is a 12-quart food container that I got from Amazon. I'll leave a link below here. These things are very useful in general, but they're perfect for doing sous videing because it's large enough. And then as you can see, I have the unit hooked up, so this little guy just kind of rides on the side. I'm not even tightening this because it works actually perfectly, right? It's all the way down to the bottom. It's kind of sitting down there anyway, and then it's kind of hanging up here. So the height is just right for my 12-quart container, which is perfect. All right, so I'm going to show you how to use the control to set temperature and time. You could actually connect this guy to an app on the iPhone or Android device, but I'm not going to do that. It is just easier to use the control. So right now it's in standby. I'm going to hold this down for a couple of seconds. It's going to come on. It's displaying 109 because I have the water bath. I actually put in hot water from the faucet to speed things up, right? So now I'm going to hit set. This is the target temperature. I'm cooking prime rib to medium rare on the rare side. So I'm going to do 130. And then temperature, I'm going to do 3 hours. So I'm going to hit go. And then you can hear it, the circulator rather, it's starting to work. It'll heat up the water. This temperature is going to go up. And then when it hits the right temperature, it's going to let me know, and then we can start cooking. So this is it. I'm going to put the prime rib in and see what happens. All right, so just heard a couple of beeps because we have reached the desired temperature, 130. So let me move the camera and put the steak in so that you can see it. All right, so I'm going to drop these in. And the reason why having a vacuum sealer is useful is because there's no air in the bag. You can see how well sealed they are. So they sink to the bottom, which helps with the immersion. There you go. So now you look at the clock again and move this back. You can see it started to count down. So 3 hours from now, this thing will be done. All right, so since we hit the 3-hour mark, I just took this out from the water bath and it looks great. So I'm going to open it. And remember, the bags that they supplied, you can just tear it off on the opening. Or at least I'll try. It's a little bit slippery. So let's see if this works. Here we go. So let's be a little bit careful. Let me get this on this plate here. So this is a seasoned medium rare prime rib. What I'm going to do though, so one thing about sous videing is, of course, the meat is perfectly good to eat, but it doesn't look great because there's no crust on either side. So I'm going to just quickly sear all the sides on a frying pan with some butter. So let's go. All right, let's try this. So obviously I don't want to overcook it. This is right now perfectly done in medium rare. So I really just want to sear the ends. With this thicker cut, it's good to seal the edges as well. So this really is very, very easy to do. It takes time, right? It took maybe 10 minutes to prep it, 3 hours waiting, and then now it's just another few minutes to finish cooking it. You can see it's smoking a little bit, so I just want to get it a little bit burned. This is it. I don't want to overcook it, so let's put this back on the plate. Let it rest a little bit, and then cut it open to see whether it's any good. All right, so the meat has rested. Let's cut it open and see how good it is. Look at this. Here we go. I'm going to show the camera here. So perfect doneness, medium rare. Let's cut a few slices out. So what do you think?